Hi guys, it's Carissa. Cycle day one was Friday morning about mid-morning, and by 3 p.m. it seemed like it was the real deal because sometimes that isn't very apparent right away. So I made a call for my baseline appointment, which was this morning. So I was one day ahead of my projected guess, but I had my blood work drawn and my lining measured. I also had my ovaries measured, even though that doesn't really matter right now. I did have either a decent sized cyst or just, I guess, what is a natural lead follicle on the left side. I'd guess it was about a 6 if I had to guess. And, but they didn't say anything about that, so I guess that's fine. So today I dropped my Lupron down to 5 units from 10, and then I start my estradiol injections. I don't know what is more ideal. I know most women use an estrogen patch at this point. I was kind of presented it in such a way that was like, you can do that, but it's usually really expensive and kind of a pain. And for absorption rates, like maximum absorption, you have the option to do an injection. And it's like, well, I'm already sticking however many needles in myself all the time anyway. I can do an additional injection, that's fine. So I don't really know what the big price difference is, but I have this. It can be called Del Estrogen, but this one here says Estradiol Valerate. I guess it's the same thing. This is 5 milliliters, and this was $200. And I'm guessing I'll have to use most of, if not all, of these needles to inject it. It goes in the same place as the progesterone and oil, so in like the top outer quadrant of my butt cheeks. But it's only 2 times a week as opposed to the every day that I have to do all of the other injections. So that I don't mind. If you have an experience with that, if you had any side effects, or if, like the progesterone and oil, you have any wisdom that you've picked up along the way on if I should or shouldn't sit after it, or walk around, or warm washcloth, or cold washcloth, or any of that stuff, I definitely think I'm planning on icing the area anyway, because I'm 90% sure that I will be using the progesterone and oil again. Yes, I will be using that again later on in conjunction with this. This is endometrin, which is, it's a different form of progesterone. I'm not sure if there's a reason why this is what I'm using instead of Crenone, but it looks like it is it sounds like it's a pill of some kind, and then there is an applicator that's separate from it in here. This is only one box of it because I don't know how much of it I'm really going to need. I was prescribed 60 doses. Each box has 21 doses, but it was going to cost me like $350 for all 60 doses. And so I thought, I'll just buy this for now. So who knows when I'll need to start it. At least I'll have some, and then when it becomes apparent that I will need more, I'll just order more, and it will be a little bit lighter on the wallet. The only medication that I don't currently have, well, I don't know if you'd even call it a medication, but I don't have my intralipid treatment yet because, again, that's something I didn't need right away, so I'll be ordering that this week and finding out when I'm going to have to go in for it. I feel like a jerk. I feel like a jerk saying this, but I'm scared to take estrogen because I have been crying all week, for over a week. The birth control pills contributed a lot, but the birth control pills had me in kind of like a rage type of emotion. Now I just feel like I need a fainting couch so I can just fall back on it and cry all day because I just can't stop crying. Today is the first day I haven't had to wear my glasses because if I so much as cry for 2 seconds with my contacts in. They're all fuzzy for like 2 days and I can't see. But um, it's just hard because so much is riding on this. I've said that so many times, I know. But it just feels like a lot of pressure. And this week was the 3rd anniversary of my grandmother passing, and my grandma was very important to me. And I feel like I'm not me right now. I feel like, I don't know how to describe it. I feel like I'm usually a really tough and strong-willed person, and I can shake off a lot. But I've just been having such a hard time snapping out of it lately. I said to Mike, I wish I hadn't said it to him, but a lot of the time when you're in this with somebody, when you've got a partner in this, you feel like you can be transparent and say whatever you need to say to feel better. But there are a lot of times when you forget that the things that you're saying to get it off your shoulders are now on the shoulders of the person you're telling. So I don't know. I just said to him that I'm just afraid we'll never be happy, truly happy ever again. Because we'll always feel like something's missing if this doesn't work for us. And I know there are other options down the road, but we currently cannot afford them. So, and those other options don't get us our own child. So it's hard. And I'm not saying that if this didn't work, I wouldn't do another IVF cycle. Mike was offered a promotion at work and on Saturday, and he accepted. It was something, I don't want to say it's not that he isn't qualified for it, but he went for it thinking it would just look good for when it is actual time for him to be able to accept that type of position, if you know what I mean. It was more like just if he got it, great, but it seemed impossible, so he was just showing that he wants it anyway. And he ended up getting the job. And it has a significant pay increase, and he wants me to I'm sorry, I'm trying really hard not to cry through all this. He wants me to close my Etsy shop. And I love my Etsy shop. I'm proud of it. But it's gotten away from me. And I never, ever would want to come off like I'm complaining about success, because that's what it sounds like. But it's overwhelming. And it's very difficult because it's income, so I can't turn it down. But there's no business hours. Do you know what I mean? Around the clock, around the world, any time of day, people can search that site and make purchases, and I can't limit it. I can't limit it in any way. I can't be like, I only want to accept 5 purchases a day. So some days it rolls in over and over, and every time I hear that cha-ching noise come over my phone, it's like my blood pressure goes through the roof. This time of year is wedding season. Basically from May until October, I'm really swamped with wedding stuff. But that's all my business is wedding stuff. And people get married all year, they get engaged all year, they have anniversaries all year. So even though now is my quote-unquote busy season, it's been extremely busy all year for a while now. The downside to my particular Etsy business, not to get too into this, but the downside to my business is, unlike most people, I can't create something and then just list it for sale, and once it's purchased, ship it off. I make custom items with people's initials and wedding date and quotes and whatever they want on them in whatever colors they want. So I have to wait for the sale to come in to tell me what to do. And then that can all pile up, because then I have to also know when they need it by. And regardless of telling people that there's like a 2 or 3 week lead time because I get so backed up with orders, even though I work every day but Sundays, I work every day that there is mail service, I get really backed up, and things fall to the wayside, like housework. That's why Mike does so much of the housework, and sleep. I have to do these orders, and I want people to be happy. I want them to be done well and in a timely fashion. And that puts an incredible strain on me as far as my stress levels are concerned. And what's nice about an FET is I basically have like 3 appointments before it happens. I have my baseline, I have my lining check, and then I have my intralipid infusion. And that's pretty much it. If my lining isn't up to snuff on the 28th, I'll just have another lining check in a week. So it just kind of feels like this is an ideal time to still be working because it's less going on. But because this is our last chance with these 2 embryos that we have left, it just feels like a lot. I would never ask to stop working, but one of Mike's personal goals himself when he changed careers less than a year ago was to relieve me of my Etsy business. And obviously, if there was something that I wanted to create and post and just sell on occasion, and not have to worry about wanting specific income, then I'd be free to do that. If I want to make a big, gorgeous painting and just do like one of those every couple of months, he would never tell me to stop doing that, but he wants me to feel like I don't have to feel like I have to bring in income as well. And this promotion coming so early, for us, at least for what we were expecting was possible, it is making that possible. And I am so touched by that. And I'm also kind of sad because I feel like I can't handle it enough to just do that. And I feel like, why can't I be that woman? Why can't I just do what I do and shake everything off and just, I can't just be normal. And so it brings up a lot of stuff to the surface. It makes me feel guilty. It makes me feel worried and nervous in a whole other ways, but we're going to be just fine. So thank you guys so much for being so supportive and all of your messages. Still, I am constantly amazed by how wonderful you perfect strangers are to us. It just means so much. And I will update as soon as I have more information or have something to share. Thank you so much, guys.